Welcome. Love them knives. We're going Kizer. And Kizer, what do we got? The Mini Mystic, Mr. Munko, Nitro V blade, aluminum in micarta, and clutch lock. 3.2 inch. So there's the Mystical Mystic. And that is aluminum. I thought, oh, you know what? I said it's pretty light if that's copper. This is lesser expensive, okay? But the Mystic, Nitro V now. So they've come out with this in a more carryable for a lot of people, I guess. And so there it is. And it's got a little choil thing here, and it feels pretty sharp, actually. Let me moan and groan while I cut some paper. It looks fantastic. Fantastico. It got the job done, didn't it? Feels good going through the paper, so there's no chips or anything. It's got a good factory edge on it. Paul Munko, the man of many talents. Man of many talents. A great graphic artist. Writes music, plays music, guitar, keyboard, sings. Yeah, he's got all the women rotating around in his. Oh, he's got this girlfriend. I met her a couple of times, and she's good looking. So yeah, he's a talented man. And now he's designing knives. Is there no end to all his talents? The Mystic, interesting, wasn't it? Was it Rex 45? Was that the one? Was that what they put it in? I'm going to have to look it up and put the answer down here because I can't remember. I kept thinking it was an odd steel, right? It wasn't like M390 or 20CV or whatever. But yeah, this may be more your cup of tea. Let's look at the weight potential here. And in ounces, 2.8. That ought to, I think that pretty much does it, right? Does that answer your questions? 79 grams? Get out of here. Get out of here. Munko, you evil genius, you. And what is this? 3.2, pretty much. Let's just call it 3.2. At 7.5 or 7.6, now that this shifted on me. Don't shift on me. Yeah, a little over 7.5 inches. So it's not a 3 and a 6. Do I have a 3 and a 6 around here somewhere? Shit, probably not. I've got an iridium. So that's a mini iridium, but there you go. The Mini Mystic is less mini than the mini iridium. So take that one. Oh my God. As soon as I saw this and this, then I knew, oh, it's the clutch lock. This is so much easier to take apart. It is. Trust me on that all damn day long. And you know what? Look at one of my other clutch lock reviews. Probably a drop bear that I've done months ago. I did a disassembly on it. It's great because you have a pivot tube and 2 screws. So you can undo the screws and then you expose the omega spring on both sides. Then it's just easy. You can unhook the omega springs. You can put new scales on, blah, 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 and never have to completely take the thing apart. Plus, if you do, it doesn't matter because you can put the pivot stem or the pivot tube in here and not attach these. So you don't have to have these scales on there, but you can reconstruct the knife with the omega springs and not have either of these scales on until the end when you decide to put the scales on this side and that side. It's so much easier than the axis lock and a lot of the other slide locks and all that out there, right? Clutch lock is the way it ought to be going for everybody that does an omega spring type of lock like this. Just believe me on that. If you've seen some of my other videos or done it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. And it sits right over. I mean, these are nice because this is pretty sturdy. I mean, don't you feel? I mean, okay, you could say, well, I like frame lock better because the actual frame locks up. But you know what? It's just interfering sideways with the thing, okay? It could get pushed out of the way. This, where's it going to get pushed out of the way unless you pull it back and destroy yourself, intentionally cut yourself. But I mean, this is sitting over there. What do you got to break? I mean, you've got steel liners here, so I'm just saying, I know I'm redundant, but I like these. I think there's some people that don't. And, okay, maybe I get you to the effect that it does put this slot in here, right? But you can make that argument on a button lock, too. It's just... yeah, it's nice, and it's super fidgety that way. And then you can thumb flick it, you can middle finger flick it out, however you want. I mean, it's super fidgety, and you can keep your fingers out of the track of here, right? It's good. It's all good. Now, let's get this dog on here and figure this out. How thin is this little puppy? Ooh, 10.7, 0.42. Yeah, that's pretty slender. And it's so light. Yet, it's not tiny. 0.11. Okay, yeah, 3 millimeter blade. Okay, I got you. So, super lightweight. I think he was saying, this arc he did here was like it already gives you a cutting angle advantage thing when you are actually cutting. You're already down through that stroke part way when you just by holding it. And then my card, I don't know if I'm as excited about, I would like is to see this whole thing in G10, maybe. Just because G10 will not soak up like solvents and things it comes in contact with. So I'm not as big on my micarta head. Now, aluminum I'm fine with. Except, it does kind of, screechy scratch up over time, but okay. And G10 always looks good. I mean, I've had this for how many years? Still, what do you think of this G10 here? I mean, this has been knocked around, dropped on the concrete, all this kind of shit. Okay? Amen, brother. Just saying. But, this Mini is fairly inexpensive. Very inexpensive because it's one of those, right? And it comes in this box. When it gets thin like this, the price is thin too. And what does it say? Okay, Mini Mystic. Yeah, I already showed you this. 3.2 inch. So, 3.2 inch. And, by the way, you might want to know because usually they throw some extra hardware in here, which they have done. Okay? So, and as well as a picture of Paul Munko with the drop bear knife in his hand. Okay, just kidding. Kidding there, Paul. Are you working on my logo, Paul? I asked him if he would work and maybe come up with a more unique logo or something for me. So we'll see. He put him to work, keep him busy, idle hands. The Devil's Workshop will keep him going. And it seems like he is going, right? With this one now. The Mini Mystic. Cool looking, super lightweight. Good ergos. I mean, I got enough. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Now, Paul, what have you done with this? Let me look. Let me check your work here. Oh, you got number 8s on here. Okay. Is this a number 8? Wow, it is. Oh, you know what? That seemed a little loosey. Yeah, but that's not. Okay, we're good. We're good. Of course, these are number 6, but that's usually the way it is. Regardless. Yeah. And you can reach right up here. You can get up on your work, but So light. And you know, a nice looking gent carry too, isn't it? Really, with the combination of the dark micarta and then that kind of gold look, even though it is aluminum, still a nice look. It's classier than most, and definitely classier than G10 would be. So there's that. But yeah, that was really a great idea to bring the Mystic into, and I like this buoy style or whatever that is, you know, kind of a buoy drop point, revised buoy type blade. I always like this kind of thing here. And then this wedge driving down here. So gives you the piercing and slicing. Wow, that is light, isn't it? Well, it's skeletonized in the middle, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, wow. That's all I got to say, yeah. That's the mini Mystic, and here it is once more, just to drive you completely insane, mini Mystic Munko. Check it out. I'll give you the link to Kizer. Also, you find it on White Mountain Knives. LTK is your discount code. Okay, for 10% off. You can get another 10% off. So if this is like $60 and it'd be $6 off, it'll buy you a beer, maybe two. Only one in Vegas, only a half of one in Vegas. Whatever. But money is money. And we do love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.